Scott Politakis, Polecast Media.
Scott Politakis, Polecast Media. Today we got Mr. Murray Yance. I like it. So Murray Yance, the name of your company is JJ&J Electric, correct?
Yep.
So everybody knows you as the Bucket Man, right?
Yeah, Bucket Man 77. 77, people always ask where'd that come from. I don't know how to otherwise tell you that was my old football number in school. I lived on County Road 77, and there was two or three other things that were just odd with the number 7, so I just took that and put it on the end.
There you go.
I had a fella used to work with me, Brad Dykes, and love him to death. We worked 6 years together, and he's now with the nuclear plant down there where we live. But we were going to do TikToks, like you were saying. Who watches TikTok?
Yeah.
You know, and Brad said, man, you need to do a TikTok. And because he's young. I mean, when he was working with me, it was from 19 to 25, 26, you know.
Right.
And he said, man, there's this new thing called TikTok. And I said, you know, I'm not trying to get my information, you know, all that mess. And he kept showing me one day, and he said, we got to make one. We got to make one. And so we started making one. And Instagram, you know, it's kind of coming about too, a little more popular. And I said, well, we got to name it something. And we just happened to be in the bucket that day. Both of us working. He said, we'll just call you Bucket Man 77.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's kind of where it all stuck. And of course, my wife laughed, my kids laughed, you know, and that's just kind of where the name stuck. And that's the old handle we call it now. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, tell me what, JJ&J Electric does.
Well, I can tell you kind of the beginning of many years. I've been in the electrical and the plumbing business for 28 years. So I started at 18, right when I got out of school with my daddy. I'm fixing to be 47. And he started in the late 60s, plumbing electrical work. My great uncle got us into it because he was doing plumbing in the 50s and electrical work in the 50s and 60s. And then he went on to become an electrical instructor there at one of the tech schools for 27 years, Uncle Joe. So we kind of had a tradition in it. And being young, you know, I didn't ever want to do what my daddy did for a living because it wasn't cool, you know. Yeah. But then I hit about 18, I figured I could probably make a living out of this thing. And that's kind of where it started. So my dad done a lot of service work, and he didn't do any kind of industrial, nothing, just straight plumbing, wiring, helping the community out. Everybody knew him. He was kind of one of our local guys who everybody depended on him. And then he kind of started retiring out and phasing out, and I picked it up and ran with it. And then had it for about 5 years. That's when 2008 hit. Everybody remembers 2008. Man, economy just was fixing the tank. We didn't know what we was going to do. So I kind of eased out of it. Went to work for a plumbing company because I was a good plumber, very good plumber. And then worked with them about 3.5 years, and then we got laid off from them. So 15 years ago, I reopened. So been in business a couple times. My wife was scared to death. She said, told her, I said, baby, I got laid off. I said, they got to bring me home. We was in Valdosta, Georgia, working on a Friday, and she cried. We had a young son, just a couple months old. She cried and cried. And I said, baby, there ain't one thing I know to do, and that's put my tools on my truck and go back to work.
Yes, sir.
And I started making phone calls that Saturday morning, and by Monday morning, I had a whole week's worth of work lined up. Because you know, Scott, when you have a trade and you do this for a living, it don't matter where you go. You're going to find something to do.
Oh, yeah.
All you got to do is just tell people what you can do for a living. And then you got to go prove to them that you know what you're doing.
That's right.
Luckily, I already had a pretty good reputation. And everybody in my community was happy I was getting back into it because they kind of was like my daddy. They depended on me, not just me. There was others in the community. We live in a small town to help them out. And so that's kind of where it came about. And I really hit the commercial plumbing really, really hard. We was making good money in doing it, but it's like everything else. The manpower in the plumbing business got down real bad. Nobody wanted to be a plumber. We still doing electrical work. We got a license in both. I got a state license in both, but was just really good on the plumbing side of it. But then the manpower and the help got, and we had 2 big jobs going. I said, when I finish these, I'm not doing plumbing no more. And I didn't. Well, lo and behold, so the good Lord looks after dumb people. I done figured that out. So that's why I follow the Lord. But lo and behold, about that time, Mr. Jerry Branch, that had JJ&J Electrical, come to me. Well, I seen him at the parts house, Scott, and we just chit-chatting. He was friends with my daddy. I was friends with him. And I always kidded him for 10 years because he had a niche in what he was doing, the sports lighting industry and the utility work. There was nobody else doing it.
Right.
He had retired, and he'd been doing it 22 years after he retired. Now, he put in like a 28-year career with the city. Then he done this and started that on his own. And I just kidded him for about 10 years. I said, I know you got a niche in this market, and if you ever want to sell to me. Yeah, yeah, I do that. I'll do that. Yeah. Well, seen him at the parts house. I was ragging him again about it. Love him to death. He said, I'm fixing to get out. This is my last year. So if you want to do this, you better come work with me every spare moment you got so I can teach you this business. Then if I feel like I want to sell it to you or deem you can do it, I will. If not, you ain't going to get it.
There you
said,
go.
well, yeah. So
make sure you do what you was talking about, right? Got to prove it.
Well, he had a reputation.
Absolutely.
Reputation. So, and I didn't want to tarnish that. And I said, yes, sir. And so every moment I could, I wasn't working on my own. I was working Mr. Jerry. So I got crammed in about a year's time, about 20 or 50 years of knowledge in this old big head of mine. I don't know everything. I can't remember everything he taught me, but I know the basics of sports lighting and utility work. And that's kind of where it started. So when I bought, we made the deal, we bought it, got 2 bucket trucks, old Derrick truck, had old Isuzu truck. I bought it all, everything he had. Bought the company name, bought the phone number because I couldn't go without the phone number, I mean, we had to have that telephone ring.
Yeah.
Bought it in September. Things were going good. I already knew how to dig holes, set poles. He'd done a lot of that, for sign companies and just kind of off the wall stuff. And I can tell you that digging's a pretty lucrative business now. We dig a lot. But I got my first big job that December after buying the company. And I had to go to Fort Rucker on the base, and we had to change all the football field lights to LEDs. And man, Mr. Jerry said, well, I'll help you. It'll be the last job I help you on. And you got it. So I had a fellow working with me. We got a tall, low 80-foot bucket, so we can reach about anything.
Yeah.
And he said, but you got to price it. You got to price it to make money. So, man, this is I was like, yeah, I'm going to make some money, which I did make money,
Yeah.
But I found out real quick I didn't price it high enough. But I still made money. And from there, I knew that I had a little small corner in the market where we live. And I knew I had a niche. Because if anybody set transformers, pad mounts, worked on privatized transformers, lines, or anything, they call Mr. Jerry. And so I kind of had to learn it very quickly. First power line job we ever did was when Michael came through, the hurricane, back in 18. Yep. I had some good friends with the city of Dothan. They're now good friends. And they helped me rewire a whole structure. And so that was the first job we did. I had them to help me. We took all the equipment down there, restrung that whole place, So we done it little by little. Sports lighting is a very lucrative job. You're never out of work because you think about the seasons. Baseball and softball start in January. Rec ball starts in March. Soccer starts. Then you got your summertime that starts. Then what are we into after summer? Straight up into football.
Yep.
And football's king. Football's king out here. It's king in Alabama too. Yep. And so that's what they'd start calling. So we always have a rotating job with sports lighting. And I really enjoyed that. And so what we do in sports lighting, because, you got folks, younger guys are watching this too, fixing lights. You got to get in there, fix and learn how to do it. And that's where your electrical experience comes in. And that's where you're learning about electrical and that. And just learning how to fix them and how to position those buckets. We got 2 80-foot buckets. We got to get them in some tight holes and learn how to position your bucket to fix them and all your angles. I mean, it takes a lot to, try to learn them old trucks,
Yeah.
And the safety aspect of it all.
Yeah.
I've been to Altec. I'm a trainer for our company. So I went through the course with Altec so I can train our guys, sign off on them. They can, do all the trucks like they want to. And so the sports lighting took off and me and Bradley done a lot of maintenance repair, but I said, we got to get into the construction of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did. First job, we started bidding and then we fell in with Musco Lighting, which is a big name in sports lighting, and fell in with them pretty good, and started on the construction side of it and learning how to install all the poles and ball field lights and wire everything. We never really had I'm not a big company. I usually keep 3 to 4 guys anytime, but what we done, that's all it took. You set poles, set lights, wire it all up, set it, and you let the electricians take over. So we team up with electrical companies, all our local guys. Well, the good thing about JJ&J is we own all the equipment in the area. None of the other electricians own any equipment. They may have an old dairy truck sitting around, but they don't want to fire it up. They don't want to maintain it. So guess who they look to?
It just hollers you.
Every call that they get, we get a call. And I'll give you an example. Was working down there in Dothan the other day. Had a fella call me from Caryville, Florida. Hey, I need you to look at some sports lighting. Well, he called my buddy, Jacob, that owns Thorn Electric. 10 minutes after that, Jacob calls me. He says, I got to have your help. I said, where at? Caryville, Florida. I said, they done called me. I said, so, he said, well, I told them if you couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. That's a good feeling. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what they tell me now. I mean, we do a lot of the electrical companies we work for, and we love it. We work for all of them, all the big ones around town. And, it helps us out. I enjoy it. I love what I do every day when I get up. It's a challenge. It can get repetitive, but I always figure the more you do it, the more you learn, the better you get. So, and that's kind of where we're at now. We've lost a few guys here and there. I mean, I can go into another hour speech about the help situation right now, and I can touch on that a little bit, but we're still, wide open. And, people that follow us on social media, Bucketman77, they kind of see what we do day to day. So that's kind of where we're at right now in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'll check you out on that.
Yeah.
On your TikTok stuff and then.
Oh yeah.
So you just come from the big expo.
Yeah. So we come from the expo. We went 2 years ago. A fella, Brad, that works with me, we went, and back in 2023, sorry. And we were shocked. I mean, just absolutely shocked. Because he was like, where are we going? I said, we're going to the expo. And he didn't know what to think. But we went up there and had a grand old time. And, you walk in that, literally, I think Brad was a lot, I wouldn't say famous, but they like Brad better than they like me. I'm just old crusty guy. And then you got the young guy, he always had a saying for everything.
Uh-huh.
Soon as we walk in the doors, first thing I heard yelled out, Brad! They recognized him right there. Brad said, I'm going to like this place. So we walked around 2023, same thing we did this time. Made a lot of good connections in 2023, reached out to a lot of good companies, kept in touch with a lot of good companies, bought products from the companies, and I knew I had to go back this time. So my son's 16, Cody, and I call him Big C on social media. And I don't know if he's going to get into the trades. We don't know yet. I'm not forcing my hand, at anything, whatever he wants to do. He knows how hard he sees me work, and how this business can be. And but I said, you're going to go with me. And so luckily, fall break was the same week. I said, well, that worked out good.
Yeah.
So we went up there, and I actually took my wife and my daughter too. They didn't go. They just went up there to Louisville. But we walked around that place, and I told you earlier, 6 miles in the first day under the roof, just meandering. But this time I knew who I wanted to visit. Not that I didn't want to visit everybody, because I love talking, but the main ones that I build that relationship in and see the new products. And I'm going to tell you, Scott, in 2 years, the industry changes.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it blows your mind to see what technology has came about in 2 years. And it's just from the pure machinery standpoint of it, from the hand tools. I'm looking at your belt now. You got a bunch of Matty tools on it.
Yeah, I'm all matted out today.
Amen. I mean, I love them. I met them. They got stuff all over the place. I mean, they're a whole table of everything they own, and some stuff I had never even seen. They just brought to the show. But it's just innovations like that in the hand tools.
Yeah, they got
and the climbing stuff. and the safety aspects of stuff. There was a guy rappelling from the roof. Y'all may have seen him on social media, but he contraption, he just zips himself up the rope and brings himself back down. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit for everything.
Did you see the electric bucket?
Oh, yeah. 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 So we had seen the pure electric bucket in 2023, and Brad actually got to get in it and go up. You look under the hood of that Freightliner, there's a bank of batteries.
Yeah.
All right, the same thing today. I done a good video with Altec on their hybrid bucket, and they told me I was a super fan. They sent me a thing on Facebook to fill out as being a super fan, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That video, they saw that video. I tagged them in it. I believe and I'm not shouting out for Altec because I like TerraX too. I would drive the hybrid any day of the week. The reason why is you're using your diesel power to get to the job.
Mm-hmm.
Put your outriggers out and everything else. When you get up in that bucket and work, you're on your own battery. Diesel shuts off. If you're up there working, you can't tell. Now they say this. You can't tell if it depowers itself, engine kicks right back on, starts charging. It's like a momentary thing, just like a generator. You have like a 5-second glitch and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're back to work. And when it sees itself, hey, I'm good and charged, diesel engine shuts down. You ain't wearing and tearing on that PTO for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You ain't wearing and tearing on that engine. Saves engine hours. Because when we buy trucks, we have to buy used. We're a small company, and we're buying trucks that got 4,000 and 5,000 engine hours. No, they're 60,000 miles, but, because you're running them. But, yeah, so the electric's there. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at two now. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I did see it. I don't know if they'll all be electric. I think the electric is for the government,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Government.
But the quietness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're on the ground and that diesel engine is just running all the time, and
That's
you're trying to talk to that guy,
yep.
I would think that electric would be pretty sweet because that diesel shuts down and
absolutely,
and you can,
and that hybrid's the same way, right? And you get on a job, it only runs if it needs to be ran. Other than that, you don't run it. Because I know your trucks are the same way, but mine's the same way. They just rip and roar. I mean, especially, I got the regen on mine. I don't have def on them, but if it ever goes into regen mode, holy moly, it just ramps up and goes to spitting and sputtering, white smoke everywhere.
Yeah. Pain in
a
the butt, huh?
Yeah, and so that can be a hassle too, and hollering back and forth. You can't hear nothing. So I totally agree with that. Electric bucket's good. I mean, I drive the hybrid. I know Power Company in our area, they supposedly have all electric. I think it's left the yard like twice in like a 4-year span. I think they done it because they had to, that's Alabama Power. They had to buy one, essentially. I don't know what brand. What do y'all use? Altec most time or TerraX?
Yeah, Altec here. Yeah,
TerraX. I don't know what you're used to digging on, but co-op, basically have TerraX.
Mm-hmm.
All Alabama Power's got a little bit of both. We only have our local co-ops in Alabama Power where I'm from. But yeah. So I don't know tit for tat. What's better? They say the TerraX digs better. I've never dug with a TerraX. I don't know. All mine's been Altec.
Yeah. So most of it, I guess, is like when I work for companies, they lease. So if their lease is through Altec,
that's right.
That's what they're going to get. And if they lease through T-Rex, then they're going to get T-Rexes. So,
well, here's the question I always had, and I wish somebody explained it to, and I should have asked the Altec guys, is why are we still running Fords? Now, I ain't beating Ford up, but I've had more problems.
Hold up.
I know. I've had more problems with my darn 550, that 6.7 liter, and it's just little stuff. It ain't big stuff. It's just little stuff. Never had a problems, and all our work trucks run Duramax. Never had a problem with Duramax in my life.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, I wouldn't run the Duramax."
What about your transmission in your Duramax?
Never had a problem with it.
Never
We
had a
pull
problem,
all
huh?
our equipment with all our trucks.
See, we had when that had the 6.0 Ford, but them things didn't do nothing but stay in the shop.
Yeah,
Injector problem after injector problem after injector problem, And man, we were so glad to get rid of those 6.0s. And so they did get us a Duramax there for a service pickup.
That's right.
And when I worked at the co-op, we had Duramaxes.
Yeah.
So I've had them both.
Yeah.
But it seems like only problem I've ever had with the Duramax is transmission.
Yeah.
Not had much motor problem with them.
Yeah.
probably part of the transmission is me doing things I shouldn't do with that pickup.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's that old foot most guys have that, you know, and unfortunately, I believe that's it. It's user error is what I call it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what we run. We right now currently in our fleet, we got an old bucket, I call it. It's OMTI. I don't know if you've ever even seen one, old Tico boom, they called them. It's not in existence anymore. Made a good contact in 2023 at the Utility Expo with Ring Power. Gentleman done marketing. All right. Sat with him just eating dinner.
Yep.
Had his name wrote down. So they're in Tallahassee, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from our shop.
Yep.
Looking for somebody to do the old big bucket, because Altec, after 12 years, they're not going to help you no more. Unfortunately. And I understand why. I know why. But they just not going to have a lot to do with it. Ring Power work on anything. I visited them, called that guy. He got me in touch with the boys down there at Ring Power. The best move ever made. And my hats off to Clint Bull and them down there at Search Department.
Kilgore? Is it at the Kilgore? I can't remember. We use Ring Power down there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, now, so Jacksonville's a big hub.
Yeah.
Ours in Tallahassee it's in Midland, right out of Tallahassee, but it's Ring Power. They do it all. But them boys, they done it. So they've had my big bucket repairing it. I just picked up I got a DT65 derrick truck. I got a 65 footer. Reason we went to a 65 so I could pick up 80-foot poles.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now it's got its limitations. Now, it ain't going to pick up a big old gigantic 80-foot concrete pole, but steel poles it will. And I don't mind picking up a 60-foot concrete pole. We'll jerk them on up. We got and the big bucket goes 81 foot. Then I just bought another Altec first of the year, a used one, and it goes 80 foot, also 81 feet. We got to have that because of sports light. We still got 75-foot poles, 80-foot poles around the house. And
now, most of your football fields are going to be that big, right?
Yeah. Most of your football fields are going to be long. Yeah. Our North Florida guys, most of their stuff is 100-foot. So we actually got to crane it, get in a basket, get up there and work off a basket. But we got a pretty good fleet, and I got that 550 service bucket, we call it. Mm-hmm. And then I got an old derrick truck, old 96 derrick truck. And that old truck, though, Scott, I want to tell you, it's a hip derrick. You know, it's on the hip. We call them hip derricks.
Yeah.
Got the old leg that sticks out.
Yep.
I picked up, it's a 47-footer. I picked up a 65-foot concrete pole that weighed 6,500 pounds. That sun gun, she was creaking and cracking and everything else. I was so scared.
Yeah.
But those were before all the bells and whistles. It would tear itself up to set that pole.
Oh, sure it would.
You could ask it to do anything, and it would max itself out.
Yeah.
But for all the safety came out, which I'm very appreciative of safety, because stupid guys like me who want to push those trucks too much. So we've learned a lot of limitations on BOPs in the last 8 years.
Every safety rule was made because of somebody like me and you. You know,
That's right. That's right. But you don't know if you're not doing it, you don't know the limitations.
That's true.
You know, don't turn out there and get nobody killed now. But you know, you just never know. You know, until you do it. So it's fun. The expo was great. Just the amount of lifts on the outside, and we're not talking about bucket trucks. We're talking about scissor lifts. We're talking about 185-foot GLG lifts. I mean, 185 feet. That thing, it was 14 foot wide, Scott.
And
the span of the tires, 80,000 pounds is what the darn thing weighed. Up to 185 foot. I ain't scared of heights, but I'm going to here to tell you now. I don't know if I'd want to be on a scissor. I mean, on a genie boom, you know, 185 feet. But they was maxing them out. It was pretty amazing. And then to have the drilling part of it. We're lucky enough right there in Birmingham, Alabama, have Jeffrey Machine. I know they're social media ladies, sweet gals. Buy all my bits from them right there in Birmingham. They are huge in the drilling business. They make all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so the drilling industries too. And so all that that I saw, even the hard hats, studs and hard hats, you know. Boy, I got some slack on that video. Y'all can go back and read the comments on that one. That's a funny one.
Yeah.
These guys who don't want to give up the traditional hard hats, they just beat me up over that video. I'm talking about just Oh, they've made a bicycle helmet into a Harley. You know, I mean, I got it bad from them. That's what the industry's coming to. It is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to lean towards that way. Not necessarily so much right now in the utility part of it. I know Mostech is kind of taking some of them over. You know, they're kind of big. And Brassfield and Gorey, a construction company, wearing those.
Mm-hmm.
But that's coming. I mean, those old Studsons, I like them. I like them. So that's why I highlighted them. We wear them every day, and we went ahead and transitioned just because of the electrical industry we're in.
Yeah.
And you know, we have to have them on the job site.
But it's, I'll just here to tell you, man, my whole career was like that, right?
Yeah.
Nobody likes change.
No.
Nobody likes change.
Oh.
No, we didn't, when I started, we didn't have to wear FR pants.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they told us, oh, man, it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
End of the world. They're too heavy. It's hot in Texas. We don't have to wear that FR pant. You know?
Oh, yeah.
We're in a bucket. We're
right.
protected, you know. And,
That's right.
and just fought it tooth and nail, but you ain't going to stop it. It's
No.
gonna happen, you know.
You
It's
know,
gonna
I
happen.
always say, too, and you know, too, as well as anything, and the industry's going to change, and it's about selling a product. I mean, I hate to be that way, but it is. Code books about selling product.
Yep.
Utility code books about selling products. These cross arms right here and these poles, they got to sell. You know, and then it's just, you know, these safety harnesses we got on got to sell.
Yep.
So that's just, we're going to transition, and the suppliers, they know
This
what to
was
do.
the worst right here. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, the
When
safety
these
and all
come
on 'em.
out,
Yeah,
these fall restraining devices,
that's
you
right.
won't believe the linemen. And even me, all
Yeah.
of us, we fought this thing tooth and nail.
Yeah.
You know, did not want to wear this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll be honest with you, I think I may have told this story, but they gave us these things, and man, they gave us a little crash course on them. Wear them.
Yeah.
Gotta wear them.
Gotta wear 'em.
We cheat, get on free climb, and then finally we hired a kid that come out of a climbing school that learned how to climb with one of these.
That's right.
And I got him off to the side one day, and I said, show me how to use that thing, you know, because we just fought it. We hated the thing.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it to move. It was just in the way. We wasn't used to it. We didn't like it to
That's
start
right.
with. So if you don't like something,
Oh,
you
yeah.
automatically don't care to figure out how to use it.
That's right.
You know, but once you figure out how to use these devices, man, and there was times I free climbed 90-foot structures, wood
Yeah.
structures and everything, and after I learned how, I was like, you know, my butt, man, I've been almost puckered up so much if I'd have had this thing on when I was on that 90-foot pole, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And that, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say this first time that I've put the belt on, I told you I had that old leather belt at the shop and them old gas at the shop. And, you know, they told me they was done with them because they had invented the bucket, you know, is what I was told. So when I got into it, we just bucket all the way because we was doing sports lighting.
Sure.
And so
Bucket's faster.
and I've never had to climb to do it. Now, some of the guys that we've hired in the past, you know, they know how to climb. They've been in climbing schools and whatnot. So if we ever needed any of them, we could do it. The only problem is, did nobody have no equipment? You know, they come out of line school, they were like, I ain't gonna buy nothing until I get hired on with somebody who can either supply it or they can, you know, help me out or something, which I understand it gets expensive. You know, you can get $2,000 deep into it real quick, like, you know, depending on what you're using, I'm sure. But that's just kind of the pricing I've seen. But I thought about buying some stuff, but then again, we just don't do it enough to know it. So I've never had any.
Yeah. Yeah. J.L. Matthews can hook you up with a couple of gear kits, man.
Oh,
just
I know.
have laying around the
I
shop
know.
there. You got it if you need it.
I know.
You got it if you need it.
I understand. Well, we
Never know.
got a small line, Wallace College that I'm proud to be a part of Wallace because I went to Wallace years ago at electrical school at night. And I'll tell you a little funny story about that too. I tried college one time.
I tried it too.
Yeah, I tried a couple
tried it.
semesters. I might have drank a beer or two. I'm not gonna lie to you. And Daddy, right quick, told me that college wasn't gonna work out for me. So I come back home to old Headland, Alabama, and I said, well, I reckon I'm just gonna stay in a back room until I find somewhere to stay. He said, well, good news. I've already found you a place to stay. You ain't coming home, son. That's it. When you leave at 18, the 6 of you don't come home.
That's the way my father was.
Yeah, so
You'll be all you can be, son.
that's
what
right.
he told me.
So I worked hard and worked with him, just went straight to work with him. But then I decided, well, I'm going to go to electrical school. And believe it or not, I went at 5:30 to 10 for 2 years, made straight A's at night, and paid for it myself and passed. It's amazing how things work out when you got to fork your own money out. You know what I mean?
It is.
So But I'm proud to be a part of that school. I'm on the electrical board with them. I sit on the board with them. And so we just kind of go over the electrical curriculum that the students have and everything. And so I'm proud to be a part of that because I did go to school there and I'm proud to be on the board. But they got a lineman class, and I'm not exactly sure how many weeks. It may be, I want to say 8 to 10 weeks. And they show you, like, you may be a little bit more in depth probably, but they do have a bucket and a derrick, and they do the basics, like y'all do here. And, but as we talked earlier, we were talking before we started, right now around the house, the jobs, they just, right now, everybody, it's kind of like a hiring freeze. And we've seen that through the years. Y'all seen it. I've seen it in our business and utility.
I actually lived through the hiring freezes,
Yeah.
I've been a guy that's a foreman needing a hand, but we're in a hiring freeze.
Yeah. That's right.
And you just 6 months later, you finally get somebody,
That's right.
and it's just the way the dang companies work. All of them higher ups, all the corporate people, I don't get it.
That's
I need
right.
a hand, we're not hiring right now. Okay.
And I get the
put
phone.
more work on the line and make more danger, whatever.
And the phone rings after they get out of class a lot of times. So they, a month later, they can't find nothing. They can't find no work. But as we also earlier discussed, you got to leave mama. If you want to get in this business and you want to make some money in the line business, you got to leave the house.
Absolutely.
You got to be willing to travel, or you got to be willing to go where the job is. And I'm just not saying anything about anybody, but you got to leave your mama and you got to kiss her goodbye and tell her you're going to be a man and go make your living. And we are in a bad mama stage right now.
We are.
With these guys.
Yeah, and it goes both ways, though, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
I don't want to talk bad about the mamas.
I know.
But
I
they,
love them to death.
They kind of want to hold on to the babies,
They
too.
do. They
So,
do. And I understand that completely. And that's kind of how who we get sometimes, who's been on the road. They come back, they get homesick, don't want to be on the road no more. And I tell all these guys, y'all got to stick with something. Don't keep moving around, guys. Stick with something and give it to y'all. Because if you give it to y'all, you're going to move up. You just got to show them what to do, what you're capable of. But we got some that'll jump year to year. They'll go here. Now, not in the co-op in the Alabama Power world, but in the contracting world. They'll jump ship.
Sure.
And maybe you can answer this question.
All right.
I've never asked anybody, what is the deal with dragging up?
Oh,
I know what the deal is, but I'm telling you, they start dragging up, they make videos, and they make, I'm dragging, and they put the dragging song on there, and it's dragging season. To me, if I seen you drag up twice in a year, you probably ain't gonna work with me. I ain't gonna lie to you, because that's not a commitment.
No, it's not.
You're making that quick, easy, fast storm money or dollar or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen them leave the truck in the yard and a parking lot and leave the keys in it. I don't know. You got to tell me something about dragging.
Man, I don't know. It could just be the dollar. It could be the dollar, or unsafe working condition. It could be several reasons why they're dragging up, or usually it's a dollar. I talked to
I know.
the guys at Pike, some of the GFs and everything said, man, hell, they'll drag up for a quarter nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
It
don't take much.
Yeah.
If it brings them 30 minutes closer to the house and a quarter higher, they'll leave a instantaneous.
It's a job. They got the bed over there by the house.
That's right.
Yeah, I can go drag up, go work for them close to the house.
Oh, yeah. So, well, I got an old buddy around the house, and he works about 8 months out of the year, and he'll make him a pile of money. He won't work for 2 months until he absolutely runs out of money. He got a wife and a kids. I don't know how they do it. I get on his tail all the time about it, because that's not a foundation. But as soon as he starts to run it low, he hits that, whatever that money mark is, we got to go back to work. Then he go back to Louisiana and gets back on with them. And he'll work another 3 or 4 months, make a ton of money. And then the same thing, he'll tell them, I'm going again.
Yeah.
They know he just comes and goes when he wants to, but I don't know. He just living that life.
Once you make that journeyman lineman status,
that's right.
My girlfriend, she doesn't quite understand that neither, but to have that yellow ticket, or you can come and choose where you want to be.
That's right.
You know what I mean? they can't replace you. Take
Yeah.
somebody 4 years off the street to replace you, to get to where you're at as a journeyman lineman. So I think that they just they can have a job before they get to the truck.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If they're a JL, and I guess they take advantage of that, right? They just
Oh yeah, and I completely understand. I just give everybody crap about it because I think it's funny. They start posting them old videos.
they do like that.
But now another thing too is
they say that's the orange bags you see. That's the drag bag.
That's right, old drag bag. That's right. Well, now answer me this too, because I don't know. In our neck of the woods, we don't have them. Is it very unionized out here?
In Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, you got the local 66 and the 220 up north, and but as far as like when you go up where Albat is up in north, up in New York, Neat, all that, no. Or California, no.
Really?
Nothing like that.
Huh.
Most of your So there's a lot of non-union contractors working out here.
I'm just curious because around the house we don't have no union. I mean, there just ain't. They're just not one. The Alabama Power Boys are on the union. I don't know if the co-op guys are. I don't think they are. They may be. I don't really think they are. The other union we got is a nuclear plant around the house. We had a paper mill at one time, but about the only union we see. So when I was talking to some of them guys at Utility Expo, and they here in Texas, and some of them down in Houston, around San Antonio and whatnot, they was talking about working for the union, and I mean, the money's fabulous. Lord of mercy, my son Cody, I mean, they was talking to him about what money it made. I said, well, that's just, you got to go where that is. I mean, and he said, well, how can I make that? I said, you got to go. I mean, you got to get with that part of the industry.
So the good thing about the IBW is that you're in the state of Texas until the storms hit, right?
Yeah.
So you're working 2-3 hours close to where you're living, probably, I got a lot of friends that work the union, and that's, I swear, it's where the money is now. It's where the money is. It's where the security is. And most guys just stay in the union.
Oh yeah. If we had it, I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. I'm for it. I mean, I understand both sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have it. That's why we're not in it. I mean, per se. I mean, I'm not saying I would or wouldn't, but yeah, I didn't know how the industry was around here. But yeah,
I'd say it's about the same because you got your locals there in Alabama and Georgia too. That's all Self-Cat area.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's about the same. We have about the same union here as I would think Alabama and Georgia does, because you have the same people like Entergy, TNMP, you got Alabama, Georgia Power, who are represented by the IBW. So
that's right.
It's kind of the same. Your bigger IOUs usually are represented by union. And then
what about co-ops around here? Are they?
Man, I'll hear it to you. I
don't know. That's the real only reason, because
I don't want to get to talking bad about co-ops now.
We got a ton of them in Alabama. I'm just curious.
I think sometimes I've heard that the co-ops will just join the union to get rid of some management.
Gotcha.
And then they'll just vote the union right back out.
Yeah.
And
are there a lot of co-ops in the area?
Yeah, co-ops are everywhere, man.
Yeah,
co-ops. There's as many co-ops in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Co-ops, man.
Yeah.
You get on out west or up north, it's all country. It looks just like.
Oh yeah.
It's just flatter than Alabama.
Yeah,
that's
right.
What I mean?
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of co-ops. There's a lot of co-ops in Texas. Any state's got a lot of co-ops. Yeah. Co-ops, easiest job, man, is be a lineman, in my opinion. When I worked for a co-op, I thought, wow. I mean, I call them single phase linemen.
Yeah.
I
got you. Oh yeah, I know. I understand what you mean.
Because the contractors, they're doing all the work for the co-op. They don't have time. They got a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
And they're just basically trying to keep the lights on and any new construction coming in. That's about all that you handle. Pole change outs and everything. They just got contractors doing it, which is good, man. It's great for the contract.
Yeah, it's good for the contract. We have some small towns around the house. Believe it or not, we're talking 1,000 people got their own utility department. I mean, but they making that money off the meters. The city is, they buying it from the co-op.
Oh yeah,
and they making every time that meter.
Bowie, Texas, same way. I don't know,
so
Texas, Bowie, probably 5,000-6,000 people in that town. Might be bigger, but
four-man crew. They got a bucket truck, a derrick truck, and 2 work trucks and a pole truck.
Yeah,
they get it done though.
Yeah.
I mean, I might
keeping the lights on, reading the meters.
That's right, reading them meters, making money off them meters.
Yeah.
So I mean, my hat's off to him. We got several of them around the house that are small. And they just like, man, y'all got y'all's own utility? Yeah, sure do.
Little municipality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
And
man.
and they pay them good too.
Hey, when you work in municipality, if they take outages serious.
Yeah.
If that meter ain't spinning,
Yes,
they ain't
sir.
making no money.
Ain't making no money.
You know, so they
Yeah.
got to get that meter spinning quick.
Yeah.
You know, it really hurts the municipalities when the meters ain't spinning. They
That's
got a
right.
big outage, man. They
Yeah.
got payroll to make. You
That's
know?
right. Well, I tell you another thing too is about the co-op. I made a lot of good videos. You know, y'all saw them, Samantha saw them, and the people that really made them videos I hammer down on is tools we work with every day, the things that we do every day with those tools, the bags, JL Matthews, studs, and hard hats. I believe in it. I've used the tools. I believe in it. I made another video when I got home and showed everything in my truck.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the tools we use. I mean, and that was a good thing, is just making those connections. And I'm a loyal guy, man. If I'm loyal to you and I like you, man, we're going to be friends for a long time, and we're going to do business a long time. That's just the way I am, you know. So,
still a man that can shake a hand.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm going to shake your hand, and I say that's going to be gold. Yeah.
Means something.
That's the only problem, and I don't want to get on my high horse about it, but I am going to mention it. And I want these young guys who are listening to this podcast, you got to commit to work. We've had a 9-guy turnover in a year in my company. They just quit. Well, you ain't going to talk to me that way. I'm a pretty daggum easygoing guy, Scott. But when you start breaking safety, you know, you're going to get talked to in not the fondest way. They'll quit on you.
You're absolutely right.
You know, they'll quit and they'll just won't show up for work. You can get them 4 days out of a 5-day week. I don't know what's going through these guys' head. And it ain't young guys. It can be all ranges. Just unfortunately, we've had a rash of young ones. You just got to commit, guys. You got to commit. Come to work.
Show up.
Don't leave your feelings at the house. Learn how to take I'm going to say it, ass chewing. You know, I don't give them out much unless you deserve it.
I call it instruction.
Yes, but you got to just show up, do your work, and not get mad about every single thing that goes wrong. And I know you see it, and it's just, and our line school back at the house sees it. There'll be some that just don't come back. Second day, they done.
Oh, yeah.
They've paid the money, and there ain't no refunds.
Yep.
They paid the money. And I get it from the instructors, like, we had 5 leave.
Yep.
Where are they going?
Now, I will tell you, that's the one time you can ask any of my students. When that voice gets raising, it's because you fixing to do something, get hurt.
That's right.
Right? Or you're fixing to do something very unsafe.
Absolutely.
Okay. The foreman voice comes out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it ain't always nice.
That's right.
Okay. But what do you want me to do?
That's
you want me to go over there and pat you on the back and say, don't do that, son. Okay, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, let's not do that. Right?
I know.
Are you going to take me serious? Huh?
Nope.
If my voice is raised and I'm yelling and screaming, I mean business.
I know.
You know?
I know.
And if it's kind of like I seen it on TikTok the other day. They said, hey, line foreman guy that will chew your ass and then take you to lunch.
Absolutely. Yeah. Buy your lunch for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, come on, I'm going to buy you lunch. Get in the truck. Let's go.
You know?
Because it's over with.
It's over.
You got
with.
your tail
That's
chewed.
what they got to figure out.
Exactly.
Man.
We don't.
Once it's old, once it's said,
Said.
it's done.
And we're
Move
not
on to the next thing.
Yes, and we're not going to
Go
hold
to the
that
next
grudge
thing.
all day.
You know?
Yeah. I forgot about it 10 minutes afterwards.
Sure.
But I'm just the feelings, and I'm not blaming the generation or the mamas or daddies or nothing. It's just what the world. A lot of it is social media. They're watching this on social media, and they just, I need a trophy. I need to be number one, and we know that. But
yeah,
I know it's tough right now. It's tough for us as a small company, but we try to treat them fair and and square. But
yeah,
it is what it is. And another thing that really irks me too, Scott. I've had 5 mamas come after me on social media this year. I had one just a few days ago.
Uh-oh.
They'll berate me. You fired my baby. You done this, you done that. I don't need that. I don't need your mom or your family members coming after us on any of our social media platforms. But that's what's happening. That's what I'm getting, man. And that's sad. And I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I probably shouldn't have said nothing, but I'm just going to be honest with you. It's tough, man. It is tough right now.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. You ought to read some, on that old phone where I keep all the messages, and you ought to read some of them. It's tough. And you're like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But they will.
Yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. During the 15 weeks, I tell them they're going to get yelled and screamed at.
Yeah.
I tell them not to have no feelings when you go to work.
That's right.
Leave your feelings at the house. Be a sponge. Absorb exactly
Everything.
what you are learning. Know the tasks that you're supposed to do that day. If you screw up, expect to be chewed out, right?
Yep.
You didn't do it right.
Yep.
Grow up.
That's right.
You mean? Okay.
That's right.
That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, it's fun. I think your students would agree too. This is, I mean, being in this profession is enjoyable. The little bit of utility work that we do, we still maintain and do lines for people and build lines and whatnot. We don't do it as much anymore because power companies and co-ops kind of taking everything over now. But we still got a few good customers that allow us to come in there and work for them. But it's fun. It's fun work. It's fun work on the power poles every day. It's fun work pulling wires. Fun work learning how to execute what you're doing up there. Probably the most nervous thing is when you put them gloves on for the first time and you reach out there and touch that wire. I don't care how old you get, it still puck you up a little bit.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I've been in bucket work primary.
That's right. And if you got in it today,
I'll put them gloves on.
Yeah.
I'm being a little nervous.
Absolutely.
I'm being a little nervous.
If you don't, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're getting complacent if you don't. But it is enjoyable. I have seen some people on social media. I know you have too. Some of them may not need to be filming some of the stuff they do.
I'll agree there.
Yeah. I want to tell them old boys they need to kind of watch out for that.
I'm telling you.
It's
yeah,
right
think they're smart enough not to show the shirt.
Yes,
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
They're not
They'll
smart
duct
enough
tape
to show the
everything
shirt.
up.
Yeah, or the hat or something. But somebody's gonna know.
Yeah, but it's a great business to be in, and I'm humbled that y'all really called me and asked me to come out here. I'm appreciative of it. I'm appreciative to be able to tell my story and everything.
Yeah, man, we're super proud.
But I know there's another
flew all the way down here from Roll Tide world.
Absolutely, Roll Tide. If you ask me Roll Tide or Auburn, Alabama, of course I Roll Tide. And I'll tell you this: the only reason I'm Roll Tide, and I do like the Crimson Tide.
Now, careful now, the people from Alabama listening. Don't be bashing the Tide.
No, my brother's 4 years older than me, and he loved Alabama football. About 10 or 12 years old. And then I looked at him. I was probably 6 or 7. I looked at him and said, "Well, who we for?" He said, "Crimson Tide." And that's where it started. I didn't, my brother, my daddy was Crimson, and I was going to be Crimson Tide too.
I wasn't born in Alabama, but people in Texas say they weren't born, they're not from Texas, but they got here as soon as you can. Right? So if you go to the state of Alabama, if you're born there, I think at some point in your life early, you have to make that decision.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're Auburn or Alabama.
Your family.
If you move there, you're going to have to make that decision, whether you're going to pull for Alabama or Auburn.
Yeah. And it's not I don't know if y'all look this old boy up. His name is Britt in Bama. He's an Englishman.
Yeah.
Lives in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Same thing. He said, "Man, I had to make a choice like the first 3 weeks I moved here with my wife. If I was going to be Alabama or Auburn."
Well, I see bar fights over, people getting fist fights over a dang football game, Alabama-Auburn game, and people do get plumb mad. Maybe not so much nowadays, but, man, when I was younger, shoot, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fun, though.
Yeah.
College football ain't nothing like it.
It is fun. You always, somebody in the family's Auburn fan, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
somebody in the family's Auburn fan.
Sea of Alabama, you got that one Auburn shirt shows up till you get together. Yeah, we got a few of them. Yeah. But no, it's a good industry to be in. I know I was talking to Samantha here, and y'all do a little bit all of it here, electrical and HVAC and all. And I told her, I said, get in a trade. If I could tell these guys or girls, not just guys, girls, anybody, get in a darn trade. You can make money in this trade.
I agree. Trades are the way to go.
Yeah. Crane operators. Samantha said her husband's a crane operator. Good money in crane operator. Yeah, there he is, right?
Yeah.
Good money in crane operator.
He's going to be on here next.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, go towards stuff like that. I can't, and so that's what we try to do with Wallace is I tell everybody, go out to Wallace, and that's our local Wallace College. And I'd go out there, get you a trade. We got good instructors, you know. Learn something. Get on the job and learn. Make some money. Make you a living. Because nobody has contentment like they used to have. And that's the sad thing. Be content. Be happy with what you're making. I think that's another thing, too. They see the glamour. Especially don't get me on the pipeliners. Oh, my goodness. The welders. Woo, Lord.
That ain't the loudest just as bad.
Man.
You know?
I think they worse than the dang line guys.
Really bad, man. They want to know when that storm check's coming, you know. Need more diamonds.
Oh, yeah. I think, oh, yeah. Then we see all them old pipeliner trucks. Good granny. I mean, you know, I think that's got a lot. They see that old lure of it coming out here and making that big money, but they working too now.
Yeah.
So they putting in them 712s.
That's another skilled trade.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't, at one time in my life, I didn't tell you, but I did work offshore for about, right at almost 2 years back in before Y2K was coming. Y'all remember that? And Daddy got a little slow and he says, you got to go find something to do. So I worked offshore almost 2 years. Loved that industry. Worked off on a semi-submersible out in the Gulf. So I kind of done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I got a lot of license of this and that.
Murray
I got
of
a
all
lot of
trades, it sounds
yeah.
like.
I got a lot of certifications, and I'm here to help, here to teach, here to help anybody that needs help. And so, you know,
Yeah, I had a discussion the other day with some of the higher ups, and that's the deal, right? That's the world needs more teaching.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We have to show everybody what to do.
that's right.
You know, shoot, man, before YouTube, you know, me and my brothers talk about this. We remember those chip manuals?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that's how
Absolutely.
we learned how to do stuff.
Yep.
Fluent through that book, you know, learn how to put brakes on a car.
Yep.
Read it out of that book, have the book laying there beside you.
Absolutely.
You know, before YouTube, man, now YouTube, heck, I'm sold on that stuff.
YouTube University.
I'm sold on
Awesome.
YouTube University.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'll bring even one back. Remember the old encyclopedia?
And yes,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
had the
encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia Britannica. I mean, my grandfather we were still looking at it. It was like a 1967 version. We were looking at it in the 90s, figuring out stuff.
Yeah.
Because Daddy and Mama couldn't afford one. Them things was high, you know.
Grandparents always had
I always
them.
had them.
I always
That's
had
right. I always had them on the shelf.
Yeah.
But Daddy finally got one, a set in 1983. And we looked at them 1983s till I graduated school, 97.
Yeah,
I
me and my
mean,
brother did
you
too.
know.
We looked at encyclopedias.
But it's the same thing. YouTube has come so far, man. You can learn anything. My hat's off to them guys. They teach it.
yeah,
They are teaching.
Yep,
now,
they're
you
teaching.
can kind of weed out some of the ones who are just, you know, on there to be on there. But
Right.
got a lot of teachers on there.
Yep.
And I'm appreciative of that because I sure learned a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
I ain't. Hey, if you ain't using YouTube to do something, then
That's right.
You better tune in
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff on there. You're right. That is your encyclopedia now.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I think every utility and every electric company and all these old companies just need one grumpy old man to hang around.
Yeah, I think so.
And when those guys come in,
Yeah.
they need to ride around with that old boy for about 2 weeks and get
Yep.
broke in good.
Yep.
Because that's what we're missing, that older generation. My dad's 78, and he's been out of it a while, but, I mean, you know, he could break them in. I had that young fellow that worked with me, Brad. Lord, if I knew there was going to be anything, I'd send him with Brad for 2 weeks. And I'd get a phone call, Brad say, fire him or keep him hired. That was, I mean, and he meant it. He said,
Yeah.
they ain't going to turn out. And this old boy was in his early 20s, but now I could write a book on old Brad. He's an old soul, and he meant business. But these guys like that can tell you hire 'em or fire 'em. I mean, you know, it
Sure.
is what it is. But yeah, everybody needs an old grumpy man to ride around with.
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of
Hey,
getting to be that grumpy man now.
there you go. Me and you, that's
Yeah.
what we did do. We got a skill.
That's right.
Grumpy old man is a new skill.
Yeah,
They should pay us big money
Big money.
just to go around and be
That's
grumpy old man always.
Amen.
But
Yeah,
we
break 'em
break
in
them in.
right.
We break them
Absolutely.
in like breaking a horse.
That's right. I dang sure do it. Because I can tell you my patience now wear thin with some of these young cats. Oh, I can still teach,
I'm
but
here to tell you,
the aggravation part of it.
I've tried getting instructors. You probably know this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I ain't fooling with that new generation.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All the time.
Yeah.
You know, great men with great knowledge. 40, 50 years on the line.
You beg them.
I ain't fooling with that new generation.
Yeah.
No way. You know?
I know, but it's those.
And it's
lot of
hard
them.
because, man, what's in here
I know.
is important.
That's right.
You
You're
know,
just trying to
it's
drain
important. It
it.
needs
And
to be shared.
A lot of them guys die off and don't tell a soul nothing.
Yep.
And that's the sad thing there,
Yep.
you know. And heck, I've worked with some of them, been around them for years, and I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff, but could have learned a lot more. They just don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of them just didn't ever talk. They wouldn't ever talk to you or tell you nothing.
Right.
You know, just
Did their
you know,
job.
that's right.
Showed up for work every day.
That's right. So, you know, it's all
Was
in the
content.
actions that you do.
Content. Retired.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, I don't know how many more years I'm going to be in this profession. I hope I keep on going. Things is transitioning for us a little bit here and there. I also, besides doing this, I got a concrete crushing business that we own. We crush concrete and rock and all that at the shop. I got 2 good retirees working on that one. Here's a funny story. Good friends of the family. They come in at 6, leave at 9, 3 or 4 days a week. They in the 70s. They just want a little riding around money.
Sure.
They don't need the money.
Yeah.
But I can't beat it. I mean, it's
No.
you know, yeah, so they like it. They enjoy it. Gets them out of the house. They still driving equipment around all the time. So we doing concrete crushing, and I'm blessed enough. I have a wonderful wife. I mean, I can write a book on her because you know they say behind every good man's a great woman.
Yep.
And that's her. And I got some harebrained ideas, y'all. And she's been with all of them. She said the first time we lose money, we done. We done with that. We're going to throw it out. Well, we ain't lost so far, y'all. Keep your fingers crossed. Knock on wood. But, yeah, so we also have a property company. We buy and sell property. We enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing that. I'm not a real estate guy, but I just buy buildings, sell them, remodel them, do this. We've done that for about 10 years now. And that's pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
But so I got my hands a little bit of everything.
Sure.
You know, and if I can find somebody to invest things with, I'll go in business with you. You just tell me what you want. But we got to make money now. So I don't want to get rich. I just want to be taken care of. That's it.
Sure.
You know, I don't want to be wealthy. Because I done figured out the Lord has not made me wealthy yet because I will blow through every bit of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I'm pretty restrained, you know, but I can get on I get on a spending spree sometimes.
I can relate to that. That's why I don't play the lottery until it gets up to about over $1 billion.
That's right.
Because I'm like, 345 million, I'll spend that.
Yeah.
And be back to work, you know.
I understand. Yeah. But that's it. That, you know, what we do, like I said, I love it every day. And I know you enjoy your work. You wouldn't be doing this. And I'm proud that y'all started this podcast because it gets the word out there from guys like us. I'm not necessarily in the utility, the line work business every day. We do it, but it's just a blue collar. It's just everyday guys going out here and making a living and getting after it. Because, I mean, I know y'all had one of the fellas from J.L. Matthews on the pole with you.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and they just supplying company.
Mm-hmm.
Great company to be around. Great organization to be a part of, I'm sure with.
Family owned.
Yeah, family
been
owned.
in business a long time.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. So we all have a little bit of hand in, and it all ties together. All the business from one to another.
So here you go. What should the viewers take away from this conversation we've had today?
I say all the viewers need to take away, learn how to work hard, commit to what you're doing, be content, like I said earlier, and just find a career. Don't find a job. Find a career.
Number one thing.
Absolutely.
You said it.
Take care of your family.
Get a career.
Yeah. And it don't matter. Take care of your family.
Take care of your family.
That's it.
Yep.
So just find a darn career. And that's what I hope my family and all my son and my daughter do, you know, find a career. So
great advice.
Absolutely.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Not everybody just take it.
Yeah. We could beat it in the head. If I could beat it in the head, I would.
Right? Yeah, you said,
you know, you've had to learn the hard way on some things. I've had to learn the hard way. And the people that are watching us right now have had to learn the hard way on something.
They're learning the hard way. Yeah. They're learning. A lot of them's learning the hard way right now. You know?
It is.
And it's hard for them to take.
Yeah.
But
if you can shake yourself out of that and be a good person and work hard, it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
So,
it's like he's growing up working hard or taking it hard.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, either one.
They're taking it hard.
Brother, I got friends. I got friends this day that living, I mean, half a check to half a check. And they still running them old roads and doing them old things, and I ain't doing no more, and it's tough to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It is so sad. I'm almost ending a career, and they ain't even found a career to be in.
Wow, man.
You know, don't be like those guys.
Yeah.
Don't be like those guys.
Well,
Yeah, just work hard, keep your head down, and so all of you people out there working, that's one thing you can take away from no bucket.
Yep.
So Bucket Man said it. Hopefully I don't know, whatever they can take away. So.
All right. Well, I think we're about to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
All right, Sky Pole Attacks. Hope y'all enjoyed talking to Mr. Murray today. Drop us a little like. Tell us all about
Absolutely. Follow him.
We even like you guys want to bash us, old man. We don't care. We know you don't know no better. It's all right. You can bash us.
That's right.
All right. Sky Pole Attacks, Podcast Media.
Scott Politakis, Polecast Media. Scott Politakis, Polecast Media.